Hey everyone, and welcome to week 8 in Introduction to Life Science. This week we'll be studying chapter 8 in our textbook, and that content is about genetics. So you can dive into that material while looking through the information that's on the chapter 8 content page. This tabbed page includes a link to the textbook chapter, as well as learning objectives, terms to know, and there are a lot of them with genetics problems, and you really need to know them in order to actually do genetics problems. And then the remaining 3 tabs have some videos to help highlight things like the terms. This one goes over a lot of the core content of chapter 8. This one talks specifically about something that's not mentioned in the Professor Dave video, sex-linked traits. So watch both of those. And then this final video is about Mendel's 2 laws, the law of segregation and the law of independent assortment. Those are the only 2 laws I know of in biology. So they're pretty important genetic principles. So I know that a lot of people struggle with genetics, and that's why this week the discussion is just going to be focused on giving everyone an opportunity to dig through that content, work on the lab problems, and just see if you have questions specifically about this content. So what I want you to do is by Wednesday, after you've gone through chapter 8 and attempted to complete some of the genetics problems in the lab, maybe even tried the practice quiz, get into this discussion and ask us a question that you might have about the material. Maybe it's like a next level content question, like the content is making you wonder about something that's sort of outside the scope of chapter 8, or maybe it's specifically about the nuts and bolts of chapter 8. Whatever it is, let us know. And then by Saturday, check back into the discussion and see if you can answer some of your peers' questions. This week's lab is basically doing some genetics problems. So here they are. These are the steps I want you to take for each problem. So assigning letters to the parents based on your understanding of phenotypes, drawing a Punnett square, writing all of the possible gametes on the 2 axes of the squares where it says meiosis in this diagram, and then writing all the diploid combinations of genotypes inside the 4 squares within the square. And then when you're done with that, state the probability of having each type of offspring. That's called a genotypic ratio and the phenotypic ratio. So these are the problems, and I want you to do all 6 of those steps for each one of them. For many of them, there's a support video where you can see me completing a cross or solving a problem that's much like the one you're being asked to complete. So you got a lot of support here, but if you need more support than that, you can always reach out to Caitlin or I, and we can help you through it. So the lab is about genetics problems. There are 2 quizzes. One of them is a 0-point practice quiz, and that's meant to help you get ready for the 10-point graded quiz over chapter 8 content. And that is all. That is in the week 8 module. Please let me know if you have any questions.